Dwight D. Eisenhower, 34th President of the United States, once said, "Plans are nothing. Planning is everything." Hi, my name is Derek Butler, and the purpose of this video is to explain the planning fallacy and why you should avoid it. I will cover how it's defined, examples of its effects, and the potential dangers it causes, and how to avoid committing the fallacy yourself. Now let's look at how it's defined. The planning fallacy is the common human tendency to overestimate the amount of time, energy, and resources necessary to complete a task or project. It was first proposed by Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky in 1979. So, what's the logical error? The fallacy causes a person to place their trust in their initial planning predictions that often underestimate the cost of completing the task and results in substantial unintended consequences. For example, the Sydney Opera House that was expected to be completed in 1963, but after adjusting to a scaled down version of the original design, it opened in 1973, a full decade later. The original cost was estimated at $7 million, but its delayed completion led to a cost of $102 million. Nations, cities, and people end up smothered with debt, participating in excessive spending and having to cut funding from important aspects of their budget. Such shortfalls would have likely been reduced or avoided altogether had they been aware of the planning fallacy's effects on decision making. But all is not lost. You may be interested in discovering how you can avoid this mental tendency. One way to avoid or counter its effects is to learn from the past. Don't just remember the times things went well, but recall when they went wrong. For example, a bride is planning for her wedding 6 months from now and plans to lose 30 pounds by her wedding day. The bride has dieted in the past and was able to lose 1 pound per week. The bride can set a wedding date 30 weeks from starting her diet to meet her 30-pound weight loss goals. Another approach is using reference class forecasting, or taking a relatively small correlation you can make yourself that leads to a much more realistic estimation. For instance, let's say you're estimating how long it takes you to complete a 5K race. Instead of asking yourself, how long do I think it would take me to complete this race? I'm guessing 8 minutes. You identify the appropriate reference class by asking yourself, how long does it take a male aged 21 to 24 to complete a 5K race? On a website, you find out it takes 9 minutes and 30 seconds as the average time. Now, to be even more reliable, take information from past races of how long it takes you to run a 5K race. You recall your last 5K taking 11 minutes. Now, use this specific information about your 11-minute 5K race to adjust your baseline prediction of 9 minutes and 30 seconds to make your estimation. You will have a higher probability of tackling a term paper, group project, or 5K race with more realistic results. Let's recap. We covered what the planning fallacy is, examples of how it occurs, how it's harmful, and tools you can put in place to avoid it. The next time you plan anything, consider using the tools to avoid the planning fallacy. If not, you're already underestimating the limits of your own reasoning. Now that's planning to fail. The end. Have a nice day.